I'm with a favorite brother-in-law, Chuck Lee, and he happens to have on a T-shirt about his military experience. It's Veterans of Underage Military Service. He has been involved in this organization of military men that happened to be underage when they went into the military, out fighting the country's battles. It's amazing what you went through, and you don't realize until later how young you were, do you?
No, not now. But my war was the Korean War. That was a long time ago.
Yes, but you were still underage.
That's true.
How old were you, Chuck, when you joined?
Barely 16.
And that would have been Coleman, Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah.
You went in.
I didn't want to go to school, so I joined the Army.
Now, we don't want to give these kids a bad idea. Or,
But that's true.
Chuck, that could almost be contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Dang near it.
But you'll have to say that joining the military might have been a good thing. Well, you were serving your country, but you came out and then went back.
Yes. Well, they they went through a series of whatever. We're going to get you, we're going to find you, we're going to throw you in jail, and then we'll kick you out. But if you come in and tell us, we'll just let you go home. So I went in and I told them that I was underage. Okay, all right. And nothing happened. So after that, if anyone asked me how old I would tell them the truth. And I was in for almost a year, ended up in Korea that time. And because I was so young, everybody knew I was just a kid. And someone asked me, how old are you anyway? Well, now I'm on my truthful line, so I said I'm 16. And the lieutenant dropped his whatever it was he had in his hand. You're what? And it wasn't too long after that until they gave me a discharge. That I was in Korea at that time. So they sent me back from Korea and gave me a discharge. And I stayed out until I was old enough to go back in, and I went back in and stayed 20 years.
Oh, but you changed from the Army
to the Air Force. Well, yeah, when I got old enough that my birth certificate could let me in legally, I went into the Air Force and spent the rest of my career in the Air Force.
Oh, a great career, and that enabled you to further your career. So you ended up with...
Well, yeah, I went in the Army. Ninth grade education. Yeah. And when I finally retired with a ninth grade education, and when I retired, I had a master's degree. So the military gave me an education.
Oh, now that's the good story. And so many of you were able to take advantage of that.
Well, yes. A lot of, there's an organization called the VUMS, of all of us guys that went in the military underage. And I haven't been to a function for some time, but we have yearly functions in here and there and everywhere with all of us. We call ourselves cheaters, liars, or whatever, but we're the VUMS. We have an organization.
Veterans of Underage
Military Service, VUMS.
That's a great idea.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, and the stories you told. Well, and out of that organization came the volumes of books, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. There's three volumes. I don't know which one I'm in. I think I'm in.
You are in number 2.
Number 2. Okay.
Chuck, out of that organization and all the fun you guys had together and all your stories, then came this book.
Well, that's just one of 3.
Okay. And you are in volume number 2.
Yeah.
And so if anyone has these volumes out here, you can check out Chuck Lee's in Volume 2.
Right. That's right.
It's got your whole story.
Well, not the whole story, but a good part of it.
Well, that's true. Just that experience of being underage, and it had to get a little frightening, Chuck.
Well, it was. But, of course, we've got the briefing. You know, we know you're in here, and we're going to find you, and we're going to put you in jail, and then we'll send you home. But if you come in and tell us, we'll just send you home. Well, I went in and told them, but nothing was done about it. And I ended up in Korea. But when they would ask me how old I was, I would tell them the truth. And we were in Korea. That was during the war. And the lieutenant asked me one day, he had me as a messenger, and he was complimenting me on my abilities to do this, that, and the other. And he says, young guys can do that better than the older guys. How old are you anyway? And I said, I'm 16. And he dropped his bedroll. You're a what? And it wasn't too long after that until I was on my way home.
They caught you. Yeah. They caught up. But you had
told them. I had already told them. They gave us that lecture. We know you're in here, and we'll find you, and we'll send you to jail, and then we'll send you home. If you tell us now, we'll just send you home with no jail. So I went in, confessed. So after that, I told him how old I was if I was asked. And when he asked me, how old are you anyway? And I said, I'm 16. He dropped his bedroll.
But Chuck, you were always grateful for your military career, and you were able to complete your education. So that little boy that started off at the 9th grade completed his education and ended up with
two masters. I have an MA and an MBA.
And taught a couple of colleges.
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't. I was not a full-time professor, but I was part-time.
Well, you were a big chief anyway.
Well, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I had a day job, so to speak, and I taught a little bit on the side, just because I enjoyed it.
Oh, I know you do enjoy teaching, and for many years you were a Sunday school teacher too, weren't you?
Yes, I did that. I did that first, actually. And teaching Sunday school, I guess, got me kind of interested in being an instructor. So I did it on the college level.
Teach again, Chuck.
Ask it again.
I taught.
Ask it again.
Where did you teach, Chuck?
In North Carolina. I taught Campbell University and Reinhardt University. Well, actually, it was Reinhardt College, excuse me.
And that's in Georgia.
Yeah.
That is super.
Yeah.
What a great journey story you've had, Chuck.
It was interesting. And I enjoyed it, and Sharon enjoyed it. So we had a good life.
Now, Chuck, I remember you had one overseas stay where you were able to take the family.
Yes. Goodness gracious, where was that? Philippines. And while I was there, I got a master's degree from the University of the Philippines.
Oh, my gosh. You just couldn't stay out of school.
Well, it kept me busy, gave me something to do.
It sure did, but how nice. I remember one stint in Vietnam. Of course, the family, I wasn't on camera. The family couldn't go, but the Philippines was a great experience for the children.
They went to school there also. Yeah.
To enjoy that, and they were old enough to remember it.
Oh, yes, yes. As a matter of fact, David started the school there. Yeah, his first year in school.